Welcome, welcome, welcome to episode 61 of the show with no name. I'm your humble host, Nick, and today we're going to continue exploring this awesome old cemetery out here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. This cemetery goes by the name of the Cementerio de Villa Palmeras, and this is part 3. Let's get into this. I've said it before, but I really like these headstones that have these religious figurines either caged in or glassed in like this. I think it's just really awesome and a great way to pay tribute to a fallen family member. I thought this blue figurine statue coming up was pretty cool as well, and I was happy to see that the statue still had both of its hands, because that's something I've noticed around here too in these cemeteries is people will break in at night and break the hands off of a lot of these figurines and use the hands as incense burners or to do different pagan rituals and whatnot. So it's not surprising at all to come into these cemeteries and see a sculpture missing one or both of its hands. I'm entering into the older part of the cemetery now, and I can tell by the conditions of the headstones. As you can start to see in this area, a lot of the gravestones are turning black, and there's multiple reasons for that. One of them being the sheer humidity of this island. This cemetery is just a mile or two away from the ocean and the salt water. Also, you have the fact that it just rains a lot here in Puerto Rico. And the third reason being just how old these graves actually are. I don't think that there are any surviving family members for the people that are buried in these graves right here. Some of these gravestones out here stay nice because the family members show up regularly and keep them clean and bleached and the whole area dialed in, and that preserves them for quite a while. But as you can see with these gravestones here, I don't think there's any surviving family members for these people, unfortunately, and that just leads to the headstones beginning to deteriorate slowly over time. Sylvia Del Villard was born on February 28, 1928. She was an actress, a dancer, a choreographer, and an activist. After high school, she would complete her college studies at the University of Puerto Rico, studying anthropology and sociology. After graduating, she traveled to New York City. There, she continued her studies in the City College of New York. It was there she joined a singing and dancing group called the Africa House. It was during these years she discovered her passion for Africa as she traced her roots back to tribes in Nigeria. It was also at this time that she took voice and dance lessons. As a theatrical actress, she starred in multiple productions. On the big screen, Del Villard appeared in the film The Time We Lost, and also the film The Americans Came Playing the Violin. She also appeared in the film Los Traidores de San Angel, which was filmed in Puerto Rico and invited to the Cannes Film Festival in France. She really stood out as a dancer and a choreographer, and in 1968 she founded an Afro theater where they would end up performing internationally. In the 1970s, she would open the Luis Palés Matos Theater in San Juan. In 1974, Villard appeared on Puerto Rico's popular TV show to promote an upcoming performance. There, she stunned not only the audience, but she stunned the host when she stood up and condemned racial discrimination and the use of blackface and a certain character seen on television doing blackface. The light-skinned actress Angela Mayer went blackface and became the character Chanita, a poor, black, uneducated, loud, subservient peasant. Villard would become the voice for marginalized black actors and actresses in Puerto Rico when she remarked, "In the United States, no white person can paint his face or her face black to play a black character. There are organizations that send representatives to plays. If they discover someone in blackface, both the actor and the producer are in trouble." She also described blackface as repulsive. In 1981, the Puerto Rican Institute of Culture assigned De Villard to be the first and only director of the Office of Puerto Rican Affairs. In 1989, Del Villard was diagnosed with lung cancer. She would return to Puerto Rico to receive treatment. She would pass away on February 28, 1990. Kenneth Gumbs, who met her briefly while working with her in New York, would have these words to say about her. "What stands out in my memory is the force of her personality. I spoke with her in Spanish, and I remember clearly she had a measured, dramatic style of speech in which she communicated every word clearly, almost like a poet. I also remember her being fiercely proud of her Puerto Rican heritage and expressed bitterness about how that inheritance was not being valued sufficiently during the era in which she grew up." Localia Ortiz Garcia was a healer in the community. She was married to Santiago Ortiz. She had 11 children. and she was a devout Pentecostal and oftentimes a midwife. She delivered a lot of the Ortiz family children. She was always taking care of others and fond of growing herbs. She had a dominant personality and did not like to play games. Needless to say, she was well respected in her community. She was loved by everyone, especially her children and grandchildren, who were always in her home. She was born in 1861, and she passed away on November 29th, 1941. I hope you enjoy the rest of the videos of this episode of this awesome cemetery out here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, that goes by the name of the Cementerio del Villa Palmeras. This is part 3. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.